Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of Minecraft Regrowth. Here we are, between episodes, we built ourselves our little base, and we've planted our crops and everything. So we're pretty much ready to carry on with what we're going to do next, and that is feeling seedy. You've got all these seeds you're growing, but maybe you want to know a little more about them. Some form of analyzer to let you look at them a little closer should be what you need. So we need to build a seed analyzer. So this here will let us start getting a little bit about our seeds and make sure that we have what we need growing. And to do that, we're going to need a couple wood planks, some slabs, and a glass pane, and some sticks. We should have what we need hanging out in here. Bunch of glass. Get our glass pane. Beautiful. And some slabs and some sticks. So let's go get some sticks, and of course we're all out of sticks. Turn them all into torches. Okay, well, we'll go get some sticks and we'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our sticks, so let's go ahead and build our seed analyzer. Just need one, we don't need three, so got a little bit of stuff left over, which is always good. Let's just put it right there. And we get our reward, our journal. Now, as we develop more seeds, it'll start filling up in the journal. But for now, we'll just leave it parked right there on the seed analyzer, and we'll start analyzing some of these seeds. What we do to pick them up is, instead of right-clicking will just harvest it. We actually have to break them all to get the seeds. So we're going to go around, break all of our farms, just like this. And then we'll walk them all the seeds over to the seed analyzer, and we'll see what the difference is between them all. So, and we stick them in, and just like that, we've got different kinds. We've got our growth, our gain, and our strength. So the growth lets it grow faster. The gain on it is how much you get for your yield of it, and your strength is there to help fight off the weeds. Now, since we don't have weeds turned on in this mod pack, we don't really need to worry about the strength, so we're really just looking for our gain and our growth. So we just run all this stuff through, we figure out the best ones that we got, and then we're going to replant the field. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take apart the rest of the fields and get our best seeds out, and then we'll plant them up, and we'll see what's going on. Okay, so we're finished with our seeds. As you can see, we've got the best of what we needed. Our carrots are a 3 growth, 4 gain. Our potatoes are a 4 growth, 6 gain. Our seeds are a 4 growth, 6 gain. And our sugarcane seeds are a 3 and 3. The easiest way to figure out which ones you want is just add those numbers together when you're pulling your seeds out, your growth and your gain. The higher the number, those are the ones we want to be planted. So we're just going to go, put them right back in on the ground. I've got the fields all ready for them, and they're just going to grow again. And then they'll just reproduce out, and we'll do it again. We'll pull out all the best seeds, and whatever we're left with, we'll just get rid of. It's really helpful if you're living close to a lava block or something. You can throw them in. I just throw mine off into the ocean and let the world despawn them eventually. Or you can leave them in your chest just like this. It's no big deal. Eventually we're going to use some, but once they're all finally good and done at 10 and 10, it'll be easier to stack the seeds for all the stuff that we need after. Now that we've ran a couple seeds through, though, we can look at our agricultural journal, and in it talks about all of the mutations for the seeds and what we need to get things. So they'll tell you, like, for belladonna, you need belladonna plus seeds will get you carrot seeds and potato seeds, and all the pages have the different variations of what you need to actually cross-mutate together to get things. The other way is, of course, using the crafting bench, and we'll take a look at that later on and see, because as you can see, it's nighttime, and I'd very much like to grow some cotton seeds to skip some night. Speaking of that, let's just see what those are. Cotton seeds. There we go. So we need some barley seed and some dandelion seed. So for barley seed, we need seeds and sugarcane seed to get some barley. We can actually probably set that up once our sugarcane grows, and yeah, we'll set that up later. Okay, so now that we have everything planted, let's check out what we're doing next. Mutation. You recall a mixture of bone meal and mandrake that can transform plants into other plants. Perhaps this could be applied to the grasses you've managed to cultivate with bone meal. So we need to make some mutandis. Mutandis, pretty easy to get a hold of. All we need is some wood ash, mandrake root, bone meal, and some cactus green or green dye. Now, green dye is easy to get later on, just the mystical petals into the mortar, but we're gonna right now just use the cactus green. And I think there's some eel grass. It should be just over here. Normally, the great thing about starting near the ocean is you can find that stuff. And just right there is one. Okay, here we go. We just put our eelgrass in, we get some cactus green out of that, and that's everything we need for some mutandis. And we'll hand that in, and I think we're going to take the mutandis. It's not that tough to get a hold of floral fertilizer, and I just don't need much bone meal, so the mutandis will help us later on. So, we'll just finish up with you sap. Mutandis can turn stuff into saplings. Now you can have some wood that's actually alive. There's only so much character in a bit of dead wood. Also means you can stop going further and further out to harvest the dead wood. So, we're going to need some saplings. And this is the easiest with bone meal and some mutandis. And we've got a patch of grass here. We had set that up with a pasture seed. All we do is we throw the bone meal down, and then the mutandis goes and turns grass into something else. So what we'll do is we'll just harvest the other things, and we're looking to hopefully get some trees out of it. And all the other stuff we're getting is just helpful on everything else. So we've got our 4 saplings down, and we're gonna take, I think, spruce saplings just cuts. And put it down, and we'll let nature carry on and grow these things for us. In the meantime, we can go over to flowering. The floral fertilizer seems to produce some interesting flowers when using on dirt surface. So we're looking for 2 mystical white flowers, and we get this with the floral fertilizer. So we'll go put our stuff away, and we'll bring some back, and we'll see what we can get. So we take our floral fertilizer, and we just go to any dirt surface we have, and we just right click on it, and it'll put down a whole bunch of mystical flowers. And we're looking to get some white flowers. There's one, and should just need one more, and we should be fine. There we go. So we'll leave the rest of them there for now, because all we need is those ones, and we'll go see what our quest rewards are. And let's see, flowering. Now we need growing knowledge. From your previous episodes of Lucidity, you recall being able to make a book that told you about the strange flowers that the floral fertilizer causes to spontaneously grow. You think you remember how to make it. So, we need to make the lexicon. It should be pretty easy to get that set up. So for the lexicon, all we really need to do is use a piece of paper and a mystical flower. So the paper is easy, we just use some of our sugar cane. 3 of them gets us some paper. And one of the mystical flowers that we have on the ground, that gets our lexicon. And we'll need that paper. And we get some more floral fertilizer for it. Now we're on to flower power. This book enlightens you to the ways in which you can use the mystical flowers to alter the world around you. Perhaps through this you may begin to restore the world to what it once was. Now we need a petal apothecary. So this is pretty easy to get a hold of, the petal apothecary. It's just some cobblestone, some slabs, and a mystical flower. So you get those by taking any of your mystical flowers, and you just craft the petals out of it. And once you got the mystical petals, you can then go and use it with everything else that you need. So we want the blue one. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and one of those, which ends up with our petal apothecary. And we'll just go place that down. Now what it doesn't tell you is that you do have to throw a bucket of water in the top of it to make it work. Before it will do any of its transmutations, we'll just fill that up with a bucket of water. There we go. So that is ready to go. So we need a pure daisy for the second part of this. And what we're looking at for a pure daisy is not the blood alder. So we need 4 white petals in the apothecary, and we get the pure daisy. So we take our mystical whites. We end up with 4 of them. We just hold them over and we can push them all in. And finally, to use it, you do need to have a seed. Any seed will do, but you just take a seed, throw it in, and that uses all the water and gets you what your recipe was. So it is nice to keep some of your seeds in there for later on use when you're doing some apothecary stuff, but it's not super important because once we get some 10-10-10 seeds, we'll have stacks of them ready to go. So let's just see what our quest puts us at. It's alive. So we need some living rock and some living wood with our daisy. So for the daisies, you just put them down on some soil. And the living rock is the easiest, you just put stone around it, and the living wood is the same thing with trees. We'll have to grow some trees and put them down. But for the stone, all we do is we place it around, and it will slowly transform that into living rock. So we'll come back when that's done, and we'll see what it's like. There we go. That's it, changing our stone to living rock, and I'll do the same thing for wood once we chop down some trees. So I will chop down some trees during the break, and we'll get some more stone out, and we'll get everything ready to go to hand the quest in, because we need 16 and 16. So thanks for watching episode 2. We'll see you guys next time for episode 3.